Maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Good day mga daddies, mommies, lolos, lolas, titos, titas, kuyas, and ates. Welcome to Kids Church Online. Welcome back ninyo if you have been watching our family devotional videos for the past few weeks or even months. Still, we are facing this pandemic and crisis while approaching August 2020. However, let's not lose hope and continue living our lives, taking precaution and glorifying God by all means possible. And I believe this is why you are here again. If it's your first time to watch this for your kids to experience church online, it is not an accident why you are here. You really have a purpose and a huge role to play in the spiritual life of your kids. I'm Vince, by the way, joyfully serving you along with our kids pastors and teachers. Now, for our family devotional, we are currently in this 4-week series entitled My Playlist, bringing to your household beautiful psalms that encourage us in different seasons of life. We started it 2 weeks ago, and this is our third installment. Just a short recap of what we had for the past 2 weeks. On the first week, we talked about times when we are afraid and how David handled this fear. On the second week, we talked about times when we have done wrong. Now, we have the confidence that God forgives us from our trespasses when we truly repent. This week, we are going to be talking about when we are in trouble. Let's start it with an activity. Let's connect. Prepare a paper and pen for everyone. One parent will act as a game show host and everybody will play as a game show participants. Give everyone a piece of paper and pen. The host will ask a question and you have to draw the answer. So, here are the questions. What do you use to protect yourself from the rain? Draw umbrella, raincoat. What do you use to protect yourself from the rays of the sun? Maybe sunglasses, umbrella, sunscreen. And what do you use to protect yourself from the cold? You can draw a coat, jacket, socks, scarf. What do you use to protect yourself when riding a bicycle? Of course, helmet, knee pads, elbow pads. What do you use to protect yourself when going on a boat trip or to protect yourself from drowning? Of course, it's life jacket, flotation device. The player with the most correct answers wins. All these things that you draw are used to protect us from something. In our lesson today, we will look at something that a warrior uses to protect himself. Let's read the word from the book of 2 Samuel chapter 15 verses 30 to 37. But David continued up the Mount of Olives, weeping as he went. His head was covered and he was barefoot. All the people with him covered their heads too and were weeping, and they went up. Now, David had been told, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. So David prayed, O Lord, turn Ahithophel's counsel into foolishness. When David arrived at the summit where people used to worship God, Hushai the Archite was there to meet him, his robe torn and dust on his head. David said to him, If you go with me, you will be a burden to me. But if you return to the city and say to Absalom, I will be your servant, O king. I was your father's servant in the past, but now I will be your servant. Then you can help me by frustrating Ahithophel's advice. Won't the priest Zadok and Abiathar be there with you? Tell them anything you hear in the king's palace. Their two sons, Ahimaaz, son of Zadok, and Jonathan, son of Abiathar, are there with them. Send them to me with anything you hear. So Hushai, David's confidant, arrived at Jerusalem as Absalom was entering the city. David, in here, was in danger. His son Absalom was leading an uprising against him. Even his trusted counselor, Ahithophel, deserted him. In his whole ordeal, David ran to God. David called out to God through this song in the book of Psalm chapter 3. But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high. I can call out to the Lord, and He answers me from His holy mountain. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me. I will not fear though tens of thousands assail me on every side. After reading that, huddle up with your kids and ask them some questions. If your kids are ages 2 to 6 years old, ask them, who always helps you when you are in trouble or when you need help? How does this person help you? If your kids are 7 to 12 years old, ask them, who would you always go to when you are in trouble and why? Nod to them and affirm them with their answers. Afterwards, let them ask you in return, who did you run to when you were in trouble and why? It is always good to have someone we can run to whenever we are in trouble. It may be our parents, our older siblings, teacher, grandparents, or other relatives, and even our friends. But there is someone that all of us can run to anytime, anywhere. God. He is always around, and He is a safe place that we can hide in when we need to. He will be like a shield, an umbrella, a life jacket, and all those protective gears we drew earlier, because He will protect us from anything that harms us. God is our refuge and strength. Just like the psalm says, He is our shield. He will answer us. He will sustain us and surround us. Will you trust God to protect you always? Have a quick time to pray as a family. We have a prayer guide in our family devotional printables, and we also have some fun bits of information in our Discover section. Have a quick glance at it and share it to your kids. Well, that ends our family devotional this week. Wasn't it refreshing to be reminded of who God is in times of trouble? Before we part ways, I'll be sharing with you some quick updates and bits of what we have in our Kids Church online link. We have other videos for you to watch, such as our devotionals for big and small kids, praise dances for you to dance and rejoice with your kids, one-to-one booklet for you to start discipling your kids, and of course, our Victory Group online registration for kids. We'd like for you and your kids to get connected with us anytime. Thank you for watching and for allowing us to partner with you with your kids. I hope to see you again next week as we culminate our My Playlist series. God bless you.